So we are now come to the Q&A session. I would like to invite reflection from colleagues across ASEAN Judiciary. Please, you can raise your hand and then mention your name and from which judiciary. We have one from there from Indonesia, and I would like from other judiciaries as well, from other country. I will wait while we have one from, I think from Indonesia, yeah, over there. Please stand up and then your name and from what court.
Yes. Honorable Justices, distinguished speaker and respected participant, thank you for the opportunity, Mbak Tita. I am Ahmad Holil, Vice Chief Judge of Bekasi Religious Court, West Java, Indonesia. My temporary conclusion of judicial well-being is more or less about personal happiness of judges and sense of fulfillment in the areas of social, physical, mental, and so on. So, in this regard, judges are encouraged to pursue happiness or to pursue what makes them happy, all right? So, and then the judiciary where they work should support this effort of judges. As Dr. Carly said from America that factors likely influencing judicial decision making is mood and stress. Mood and stress is probably caused by unhappiness of judges. So my conclusion is that happiness is very important for judges in making judicial decisions. I'd like to interconnect or relate this judicial well-being conclusion with the 6th principle of Nauru Declaration and Code of Ethics or Code of Conduct of Indonesian judges. The 6th principle of Nauru Declaration says that judicial well-being initiative must suit the unique circumstances of national judiciaries. I'd like to provide you an interesting example of how judicial well-being could be different from one country to another, Malaysia, Australia, Singapore, or Australia. 13 years ago, when I accompanied Pak Justice Bambang and Pak Justice Lucas when they had internship in Australian Federal Court in Melbourne, I was quite shocked when I found out that some of Australian judges have tattoos on their bodies and that can be seen by public. While in Indonesia, judges who have tattoos probably will be perceived as, you know, naughty judges, for example, like that. But it is different culture. Judges in Australia can have tattoos that can be seen by public, but in Indonesia it is prohibited. So my question is that how can we balance in pursuing judicial well-being while at the same time in Indonesia, for example, we do not breach the code of conduct, because in some extent pursuing judicial well-being could be in contradictory with the code of conduct that we have here in Indonesia with different culture with other countries. That's my question. Thank you for the answer. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, Judge Holil. Maybe Dr. Carly, you want to respond to that, how to balance?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd be happy to. Can you see me at the moment?
Not yet. Yes, now we can see you.
Okay. I really enjoyed the other two presentations. I just want to thank my co-panelists for their contributions. And this is a really fantastic question that has been asked, and there's a number of elements to it that I'd like to address.